this is the book that Harvard lawyers wrote, judges wrote this book on how to defend yourself against debt collectors, because they know that they're breaking the law, but there's not much they can do about it because people need to learn to advocate for themselves or hire an attorney. Now, if you've been wondering why I have two different, because we are going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about anything other than discovery. In the other video, I showed you guys your complaint, how your lawsuit looks like, how to understand your lawsuit, and how to respond to your lawsuit. In the other video, I also showed you guys my answers and my affirmative defenses. Again, fully transparent. I put everything up in the screen. And right now, this is a part where I am in my lawsuit process, which I am excited. It's on October 11th, and I am going to win this case, hands down. And again, all fully documented, and I can't wait to show this on my YouTube channel. But I am right now currently in the not currently. What I'm going to show you guys in this video is the discovery phase. Now, I know all of these big words and legal terminology might feel overwhelming, but I promise you I'm going to break it down for you guys so you guys can understand it and comprehend it and understand that they're nothing but big words. And once you understand it, it's going to be like if I said chocolate chip cookie, you know? Now, what I'm about to show you is something so unique and so extraordinary rare that you're not going to find any video on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, anywhere in the market, because I have personally documenting my process, and I'm going to show you guys everything. If you guys have watched my other videos, you guys see that I'm fully transparent. I put everything on the screen. I show you guys exactly my step-by-step process of exactly what I did. I want to let everyone know and make sure this is clear. I am not a lawyer. I am representing myself, which it is our legal right. I have that right to represent myself, and so do you. And I don't need to be a lawyer to do that. I just need to study the law. You guys been following me for a while. You guys know I'm a credit nerd. This is the book. This is the holy grail this is the book that Harvard lawyers wrote, judges wrote this book on how to defend yourself against debt collectors, because they know that they're breaking the law, but there's not much they can do about it because people need to learn to advocate for themselves or hire an attorney. Now, if you've been wondering why I have two different books, and this just goes to show you about the knowledge that I have and how obsessed I am. This one is, I don't know if you guys can see this. This is the 2017 edition, and this is 2020. I just wanted to be so well informed, and I wanted to have all of the updated models, which is all of these books. And having a wife that's a paralegal has helped me through my own credit card debt journey process that I am going to be showing you guys 100% for free and fully transparent. This video, you will not find it anywhere else, because when I was in the middle of my lawsuit and trying to figure out everything, all of the sleepless nights, trying to understand the legal terminology, it's overwhelming. So I'm creating this video because when I was going through my process, I wish there was a video online that was going to show exactly what I'm going to show you, and even better, because I know what you're struggling, well, I don't know what you're struggling with, obviously, but I know what I struggle with trying to find information or trying to I'm a visual learner, so I learn by seeing, not by really reading. But I made this so to help some other people, to help another Mitch, Alvarez, or whatever, because if you understand the shady practices that junk debt buyers use, you will never feel sorry, and you would always fight your lawsuit and win every single time, because the law is more in your favor than it is to them. If they're suing you, the burden of proof is on them to prove that you owe them this money. And it's very, very difficult, because when they purchase your debt, like for example, Macy's, right? Macy's sold my debt to a junk debt buyer. Macy's sold them and told them hey, I don't have any proof, I don't have any documents, you're buying this for pennies on the dollars, and you're taking all the risk, and I don't guarantee you that you can collect any money from them. And they agreed to that, because think about it. If Macy's had the proof to sue me and get their money, because they're the one that originally lent me the money, why don't they come after me? Because they're a bigger company with a bigger brand name, and they know that if I counter sue or get a lawyer, or somebody just knows oh, Macy's is suing you for this, they know I can get millions off them, because they violate so many of the FDCPA federal laws. So I don't want to go into too much in depth, but if you knew the shady practices, you wouldn't feel sorry for defending or fighting your junk debt buyer lawsuit, even though you know you owed this company money. I want to make this in your brain. You don't owe the junk day buyers anything. You owed Macy's. Macy's charged that debt off as bad debt, and they wrote it off on their taxes. I don't want to confuse viewers and say like it's invisible, it's erased, but it's charged off. They use it as a business loss. So it's like what the junk day buyers are doing is fraud. You just need to call them out on it, and by fighting your lawsuit, you are going to win. I promise you. I don't want to be too cocky, but if I really wanted to, I would have had a motion for summary judgment, a motion to dismiss, a motion to strike. But I decided to go through this whole process to show viewers like you and me, how to do this on your own, because you guys need to visually see to understand, because it can get very confusing. I totally get it. Now, if you guys haven't seen my other video where I break down this chart, I'm going to break it down again, because we are going to talk about, I'm not going to talk about anything other than discovery. In the other video, I showed you guys your complaint, how your lawsuit looks like, how to understand your lawsuit, and how to respond to your lawsuit. In the other video, I also showed you guys my answers and my affirmative defenses. Again, fully transparent. I put everything up in the screen. And right now, this is a part where I am in my lawsuit process, which I am excited. It's on October 11th, and I am going to win this case, hands down. And again, all fully documented, and I can't wait to show this on my YouTube channel. But I am right now currently in the not currently. What I'm going to show you guys in this video is the discovery phase. Now, I know all of these big words and legal terminology might feel overwhelming, but I promise you I'm going to break it down for you guys so you guys can understand it and comprehend it, and understand that they're nothing but big words. And once you understand it, it's going to be like if I said chocolate chip cookie, you know. Now, before I break down and show you guys all of the paperwork that I filed, what comes with these paperwork, and how to submit these paperwork, I need to explain to you guys the rules of discovery, and how every courthouse, depending on where you live and depending on the state, will have different rules. So you have to either excuse me, ask the clerk for the rules of discovery, or just simply Google. Honestly, a lot of the things that helped me was Google, and a lot of things that did also help me was having a wife that's a paralegal. This is my wife right here, guys. She's a senior managing paralegal. She manages the rest of the law firm. So having her and having my brain when it comes to all of this knowledge that I learned in this book, because I've read this book back and forth and forward, sideways, it's just like amazing what you guys can do with information. And that's what I hope to give you guys. If you guys watch this video from the beginning to the end, you are going to have all of the tools, all of the knowledge, all of the research, all of the sleepless nights, all of like missing parties. Like I did all of that, so you guys don't have to do it. All you have to do is watch the simple video, and it's basically free law school 101 at harvard.com or whatever. But I wanted you guys to show you guys, so you guys, again, I'm not claiming nor am I saying that I am a lawyer. I just want you to understand a little bit of the credibility behind from what I'm saying. I'm not just somebody who watched a YouTube or TikTok with all of these fake people just trying to get attention and likes. I actually study. Again, I put my money where my mouth is. This book cost me $200. This one cost me another $200. With the knowledge and the time with my wife and hanging out with, you know, their paralegals and their lawyers, like, has helped me understand the legal system 100 times faster than if I was a normal average Joe. It would be difficult, I will say that. This is why it's my duty to give you guys this information, to fight these debt collectors and stop letting them get away with breaking the law and, you know, hurting individuals, scaring into people, putting them in a corner and just throwing a lawsuit in, and just scares people into paying them when you don't owe them a goddamn penny. And even if they do, they have to prove it to you. You understand that? The burden of proof is on them, not on you. You don't have to prove anything. They have to prove to you and the courthouse that they are the correct owner of this debt. Because you never know, in 1 year or 2 years, what if Macy comes back and wants to sue you? You're going to be like, what the hell? I just paid this debt off. And Macy's going to be like, well, I was the original owner. Now you have to pay me. So this is why, like, you have to be very, very careful. And you have to have the guts, the courage, the bravery to fight these junk debt buyers and stop letting them get away with breaking the law. Sorry about my little rant, but Again, discovery. What is discovery? Discovery is where you ask the other party, in this case will be Calvary SPV, for records. I'm gonna ask them several questions that I want them to have on record, because it's gonna help me win my case. So now I want to break down the discovery. There are 5 ways to ask for discovery. In my own personal lawsuit, I did not depose anybody, which is a deposition, which is this one right here. I didn't subpoena anybody, which you could though, but I didn't. And it's right here. What the discovery that I use is a request for admission, request for production, and interrogatories. Request for admission is to ask them a series of questions for them to admit on something, whether it's a written request for them to admit to questions that you want to ask them about, this alleged debt. So they either have to admit or deny, and this is very powerful, and it's going to help you in your debt collection lawsuit. Request for production is request for contracts, paper trails, or written agreements, dates. And again, this might not make sense to you right now, but I promise you, once you see all of the pictures in the screen right now, and exactly how I formatted everything, and it'll make sense. Interrogatories is just another fancy word for like asking them a series of written questions for them to answer. Those are the ones that I use for discovery. Now, I spent the next 3 months researching day in and day out how to not only craft my answers and my affirmative defenses to answer to the lawsuit, but I also crafted and studied how to do discovery and propound on them and ask them a series of questions, ask them what documents I want to be produced, and what written questions I want them to admit. So I hope that's a good summary of what discovery means. It's basically this is where you ask for evidence and you are able to find things that whether they're going to admit, whether it's going to hurt the case. So I just want to give you guys a brief overview of what discovery is. And discovery is a formal process in which you can ask the other party, which is going to be the junk debt buyer, information about the case. This includes information about evidence that is going to be presented at your trial, evidence that so these are the categories that belong to discovery, and now you need to do your part and find out the rules and the procedures, how your court handles them. And what I mean by that is that this is what I mean that Google is going to be your friend. So what you need to do is find out how many questions can you ask in discovery in your state. Here in California, I can ask a total of 35 questions combined in my discovery. So if I wanted to, I could have done 10 questions for request to admissions, 5 questions for production, 10 questions for interrogatory, and I could have done 2 depositions and maybe 3 subpoenas. It doesn't matter how you word it around, as long as you don't go over 35. If you didn't want to use production, interrogatory, depositions, subpoenas, and you wanted to use all of your questions for admissions, you can do that. If you wanted to use all your questions for production and just stick to that topic, you could. But in the rules of discovery and in order to help your case, you want to broaden your categories to find out where they have strong holes in your case. So this is why I recommend for you guys to request for admissions, request for production, interrogatories. You could do depositions, subpoenas if you're very experienced and you know exactly what you're doing. But in this case, I don't think that it is it's needed. Again, the amount that they're suing is relatively low, and just with my knowledge and the research that I did, I feel comfortable just asking for requests for admissions, requests for production, interrogatories. So now, you need to go to Google. Like I said, Google is your friend, because a lot of these stuff you can go to the courthouse and they can answer them in 2 seconds. But the problem is getting in your car, driving to the courthouse, waiting in line, taking off your phone, your belt, and just for 2 seconds. No, just go to Google. It's a trusted site. I mean, not a trusted, well, it is a trusted site. But simply ask them questions that you have in your brain. Literally, this is exactly what I did, because my wife was busy at work. I wasn't going to bother her for every simple question that I had. So just go on Google, be like, discovery, how many questions can I ask in? Just say, what's the state? New York. And then, okay, see, this doesn't give you a clear-cut answer, but 35. So let's go click on here. 35. So again, basically same like California. It's a total of 35. So now that I was able to explain to you guys how many questions you need to think of, like, okay, where do I want my questions to go? Do I want all of my questions to be 15 of emissions, 10 here, and another 15 here? Like, you got to strategize it. You don't necessarily need to do exactly what I did. Again, these are going to be specifically tailored to your situation, because some of the questions in your lawsuit are not going to be the same. Everything's going to be a little bit more customized. Like, it's not, I don't know the details of the case, of your case, but I have put together a list of things that you can ask the plaintiff for your case. Again, you're gonna see a bunch of, like, couple of notes, and just take the ones that pertain to your lawsuit. Again, if you're a little bit confused of what I mean, maybe watching the other video will help you understand the legal process. Now, this PDF will be available for you to download 100% for free. Link is going to be down in the description below. It gives you, I created this chart to explain to you guys the process of a lawsuit. So you can have your complaint, which is a fancy word for summons or your lawsuit. When you get sued, this is a complaint. You can do types of motion to dismiss right away. I did not do that, so please disregard this. For my specific scenario, you could do this, or even if you hire a lawyer, he'll probably do a motion to strike, motion to dismiss, motion for a more definitive statement. I personally chose not to do that because I wanted to drag this out to make this video. Now, once you get sued, you have the option to do this, but again, disregard this because I went straight to answering the lawsuit and I gave them my affirmative defenses. Once you file your affirmative defenses, you can serve the plaintiff discovery. You don't have to wait for them to the correct legal term is propound, but again, I want to speak to you guys just like I would speak to a friend, so you guys can understand this. But I will tell you guys the correct term, but then say it the easier way. So once you answer the lawsuit and you filed your affirmative defenses with the court, you can send them discovery. You don't have to wait for them to propound discovery on you. You can propound discovery on them. What that means is that you can send them discovery without waiting for them to send you to discovery. Some junk debt buyers, as soon as you answer and send your affirmative defenses, they will send you discovery. Either you can wait for them to send you discovery, for you to send them discovery, or you can just start your discovery right away. It doesn't matter, because whatever they send you is going to be relevant. It's not really going to, the way you ask them the questions, you don't need to be served discovery first. That's what I'm saying. So you're going to send them discovery. What happened in my case, and I'm going to be brutally honest, I was actually I was on vacation. So and again, because I feel comfortable with the law, I wasn't really stressed. They served discovery to me first. I answered discovery and then I sent them discovery. Now, when they sent you discovery, I do want to let you guys know that you have 30 days to respond to them. If not, you won't be able to have a leg to stand on, and everything that they asked for you, everything that they requested is going to be deemed admitted because you didn't speak up for it, okay? But if you want to get ahead of the game and you want to serve them discovery, then you're watching the correct video, because I'm going to show you guys how to send them discovery step by step by step. I'm going to include this PDF down in the description below. I'm also going to have a bunch of free links and notes at the end of this video that you guys will be able to have for you guys. It's going to be a checklist for you guys to be able to see everything step by step, and I'm going to be writing them down as I create this video. Now, recap. You get your lawsuit, you answer to the lawsuit, and you submit your affirmative defenses, and you file that with the court, and then you send them in the mail, also certified mail, that you answered and you submitted your affirmative defenses to the lawsuit. You're going to send them discovery. Again, optional. You can wait till they serve you, or you can propound on them. This is just going to depend on you. If you want to send them discovery, these are all the forms that you are going to need, and these are all the forms that I use personally in my lawsuit to send them discovery. So down here in the bottom, I have these keys legends, so you guys can use them as reference. Again, just a little recap. Plaintiff is always going to be the person suing you, and you are always going to be the defendant. Now, if you were suing somebody, you would be the plaintiff and they would be the defendant. Okay, so again, I know plaintiff, defendant, it can get a little bit confusing, so please use this for reference. Now, I'm going to close this page because I already broke it down, and I'm going to show you guys exactly what I sent them to file and what you need to send when you file your discovery. Now, one more thing before I forget, and I probably will mention it down in the video. When you send them discovery, you do not have to file that with the court. This is just between you and them. The court is not going to see what you sent them. They're not going to see what they sent you. This is between you and them. So when you mail your discovery to them, this is not optional. You need to mail that certified mail, because you don't want them saying the famous words that they say, oh, I never got it, oh, we never received it. Bullshit. If you have your certified mail, you have proof by the federal post office that, and a federal employee is not going to lie, you have proof that a federal employee mailed them and gave it to somebody, and that's your lottery ticket. Because you think debt collectors are honest. They're not. I've seen this so many times in different court proceedings or court videos where they're like, Your Honor, we never received it. And it's unfortunate because I don't blame the person. They're not aware of how to do things. They have in good faith that they sent them, and they think this company is going to say, oh no, yeah, we got it. Bullshit. They're not. I promise you. And you don't want to be that guy or girl that sends them, doesn't want to pay the extra $4.35 to send in certified mail, and then you're basically fucking screwed, okay? And again, just a quick note, not every discovery response that I'm going to be showing you guys will work for your case. Every case is different, and you'll need to know which ones to choose and which ones apply to your case and which one will work best for you. Again, the questions that you're going to ask them might not be the ones, like, again, everybody's credit card lawsuit is a little bit different. Honestly, I don't want to encourage you guys or by me what I'm about to say, but most of the questions that you can send them, there's no right or wrong, because all of these questions are set up for you to be successful and getting what you want, the outcome. But again, tailor them and read them to what your specific lawsuit is, and use the one that best fit your situation. Like I mentioned, some courts will limit the number of discovery requests you can send, and here in California it's a total of 35. I'm going to show you guys how many I broke it down for each specific form and what form goes with each form, okay? Again, and I just want to briefly let you guys know I am not an attorney, and I'm not making any recommendations on which discovery request you should send or whether you should send them discovery at all. I'm just showing you guys exactly the step-by-step on what I did and what worked for me. These are examples from lawyers that you can review for you to come up with your own set of requests, admissions, and interrogatories. So please use my video for discovery for reference and guidance. Don't necessarily copy and paste what I'm doing. I'm not gonna lie, you honestly could and be very successful, but I'm not encouraging you that, because I'm not a lawyer and I'm not giving you legal advice. So here are the forms that I sent them when I propounded discovery to them. So I sent them a request for production. Now, some of the stuff might be blurred and obviously redacted for personal information. And if you guys want to watch a video on how to understand this pleading paper or what pleading paper is, please watch one of my other videos. I'll include them right here, and it's going to break it down so you guys can understand and have a little bit of familiar background when it comes to the legal proceedings. Again, my case is in California. I don't know where your case is. It might be a little bit different, but basically the concept is going to be the same, and it can be applied to your case. Now, I sent them a request for production to the plaintiff. Again, plaintiff is Cavalry. I'm going to show you exactly how many requests for productions I sent them. So we're going to scroll down. I sent them, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then at the bottom I put executed at, and then here you're going to put the state. Let's say, for example, I live in Moreno Valley, so I'm going to put Moreno Valley, California, the date, and then here you sign or print your name. And this is exactly how the pleading paper looks and how your document will look to send your request for production. I will give you guys, I'm going to show you guys, I won't show you guys all the questions that I wrote them out. You guys are welcome to go to my website and purchase them for $2 or $3. I'm not sure exactly what my team is going to price it out for, but I'm making it super cheap so it can be super affordable and not have it as an excuse like everything's so expensive and I couldn't answer. So I'm going to show you guys maybe like 3 or 4 of the ones that I sent. Maybe I'm going to give you guys a preview, maybe 3, 2, 4, 5, I don't know, of everything, of the ones that I sent them. And you're more than welcome to go to my website, and if you literally want to see all of my answers, feel free to purchase that for like maybe $2 or $3, and then actually have a bunch of lists of sample of interrogatories of all of them that you can use for your case. I will be showing you guys a good amount for 100% for free, but just again, I don't want to make this video too long and I won't be able to break down every question. But again, just a quick recap for this one, I sent a request for production. The first one, I put documents to be produced, copies of all correspondence between you, parentheses, for purposes of these requests for missions, you and you mean as referred to Cavalry and Assign Me, Department Store of National Bank, Mandarich Law Group, California Debt Collector, your agents, attorneys, representatives, or anyone acting on your behalf. And account means that the Department Store of National Bank and original creditor. For purposes of this request for production, original creditor means that the Department Store of National Bank relating to the credit account. For purposes of this request for production, credit account means the department. I'm basically asking them for copies of anything that they have between me. So for question number 1, I'm just asking them for all of the correspondence that they should have between me and Macy's. All of the statements, all of the updated terms and conditions, just any document that can prove that it was a relationship. Obviously, they don't have it, and they're, spoiler alert, when they responded to my discovery, they denied it. And I'll show you guys that in another video. Again, I just want to make every video specifically just for this, like for the example, this one's going to be for discovery. The other video that I made was how to answer the lawsuit. Another video that I made was just how to read the summons and the complaint. So everything's going to be down. I'm trying to have everything organized. You guys can go ahead and pause this and read it. It's just in the very legal formatted like terminology, but I'm basically asking them all of the mail, all of the terms and conditions, contract, any documents between me and Macy's that for them to provide to me. The second one that I sent them was, please produce any and all documents in your possession or control that are any way relevant to the claim, defense, and allegations or subject matter of this lawsuit. This includes any and all dated written agreements between you and the defendant that have been signed by the defendant, and any and all written agreements between the plaintiff, defendant, that has been signed by the defendant. So here again, I'm asking them for any documents that I agree to this amount, that I agree to these terms, that of the contract that I signed saying that I am going to pay them, and just anything that shows that there's a business relationship and that I had. Again, I'm just asking them again for more paperwork of like where's contract of anything, any agreements, any new agreements that I have made, any agreements that I had made, any agreements that I had made with them to pay this alleged amount, and that this amount is correct and all of that. Okay. Now the third one, the questions that I sent them. So I said, please provide copies of all correspondence between you and the original creditor, which again, original creditor is Macy's Bank, means because the Macy's, it doesn't have Macy's as their business. Macy's is considered Department Store of National Bank. That's why I didn't want to throw you guys off there. Department Store of National Bank means Macy's, relating to the credit account on said account. Again, the way it's written out is to like, again, alleged debt, said account, credit account. Like, I'm not admitting or even like acknowledging that this account does exist. I'm just being very vague in the terms. With the actual assignment of ownership that will be accomplished by creating the 3 separate documents. 1. The first, a signed forward agreement. 2. Parties executed bill of sale or other short assignment document. 3. Short a sale data file or final data sale. This is the document that Macy's would give the junk debt buyers when the junk debt buyers buys my debt for pennies on the dollar. Now, if you guys remember in my other video, the amount that they're suing me for is for like about $2,500. If you do the math, and they actually in this book they teach you how to do the math. They basically paid about, I think it was like $30 or maybe even less to purchase my debt. Now I'm asking them, because they're claiming to be the assignee and now the new owner of this debt, and in order for that to be like factual and for the transaction to have been transacted the correct way, there needs to be an assignment of ownership where it comes with a signed forward agreement, a bill of sale, and also a sale data file or final data. And I'm asking them to produce that. Again, I'm just going to show you guys these three for now. Again, you guys are more than welcome to download this from my website and also purchase the sample, like a bunch more samples that you can use to your case. I'm going to show you guys the other discovery request that I sent them. So here's my request for admission, and here's my special interrogatories that I sent them. We're going to break down first the special interrogatories. Again, this is how I wrote it out. If you guys can see here, this is completely different than this one. Again, every form is a little bit different. I don't know. It's just the way they do it. And again, with all of the research that I did, I was able to find how that every lawsuit company, every law firm company that defended an actual debt collection lawsuit, an actual lawyer, I saw that they would write it like this. How did I find this out? Because I would go to pacer.com with all of this public information, and I was able to pull a lot of the court records. So this is a special interrogatory set number 1 that I sent them. I'm just going to show you guys maybe how I worded 1 or 2 questions, and then again, you guys can further your own research by Google search, or again, if you guys want to support the channel, just click the link below. So this is a special interrogatory discovery that I also propounded on them. Again, propounded just means sent to them. I'm going to show you guys on the number of interrogatories that I sent them. I believe was 8 or 9, but let me scroll down. Yes, it was 8 that I sent to them. So I did 8 here. On this other one, I did 8. So right now, as of within these 2 pages, I have a total of 16. So on the other discovery is where I think I did 20 or 19. So I'm going to show you guys maybe 1 or 2 that are not blurred out, so you guys can have as reference and have an idea how to write your own interrogatories. Again, you guys can get a copy of this you guys can get a copy of this PDF down in the description below. This is what I wrote for number 1. This is what I wrote for number 2, and this is what I wrote for number 3. The rest of them is going to be blurred out. I'm going to show you guys the other discovery that I sent them, and this is going to be my request for admissions. Let me put these down so I can make it bigger for you guys. So again, propounding party is I propounded discovery on them. I am the defendant. So propounding party defendant Mitch Alvarez. Responding party is the plaintiff Calvary SPV, assignee of Department Stores National Bank. This is how I wrote the instructions for them. It's just, I don't know, from doing my research, and I was doing one-to-one mentorship with other lawyers. They advised me and they helped me write out my instructions, and I was able to get a template from their lawsuits that they defend. So that's how I was able to write my instructions as well. And again, also my wife is a paralegal, so she kind of helped me figure out how to write this pertaining to a debt collector. Okay, because There's a lot of branches when it comes to court. I guess, yeah, I guess court. Again, there's traffic, there's family law, there's civil, there's but a bunch of them. So this is how I wrote. Again, I'm giving you guys this for free, so please feel free to write this. Instructions is not advice. I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying you guys want to. For my request for my admission, I'm gonna scroll down to see how many I actually wrote. Okay, so I wrote 9. So in total, here I did 8. Here I did 8 as well. That's 16 plus 19. That's a total of 35 questions that I sent for my discovery. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys 3 or 4 of the questions at random of the ones that I asked them for a request for admission. Number 1, I requested, admit that you have not validated this alleged debt on said account. Again, very vague, not incriminating wording. Admit that Mandarin Law Group LPP is a California debt collector license. Calvary SPV and assignee is a debt collector and defined by 15 USC as 1692. The reason why I wrote this a specific way, you actually asked them several questions the same. You just changed the wording to trick them as well, and they're gonna do this for you guys too. So when they send you discovery, be very careful, because question 1 and question 5 might be the same exact question but just written different. Okay, so you guys got to keep an eye on this. Is a huge tip, and I'm glad I remembered. Again, I'm going to repeat that again. Question 1 and question 5, or for example, let's just say question 4 and question 10, might be the exact same question but just worded completely different to confuse you, to get you to answer this question one way and to answer the other question the another way. And this is exactly what I'm doing to them. I want them to admit on record that they are a debt collector. This is going to give me leverage, so when I file my federal lawsuit for FDCPA, for the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, I have them on record admitting already that they are a debt collector and they cannot dispute that fact. Number 3, I put, admit that you have not proven or demonstrated assignment of ownership. They did not do that, and when they sued me, they had to attach. Actually, I couldn't remember. I did a lot of research, so I can't remember off my top of the head if in California you need to attach the contract or the bill of sale with the lawsuit, which they didn't. But again, I could have easily just got this case dismissed or taking it out, but I purposely, strategically I'm fighting it, because I not only do I want to learn, I want to document to help other people. Let me just scroll down and give you guys another one. Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. Number 12. Admit that you filed under the cause of action account stated and have failed to provide how you came to the amount that does not include interest, late fees from items of work, labor, goods sold and delivered, and other open transactions not reduced to writing, the sole record of which is usually the account book of the original owner or proof of the defendant has implicit agreed to pay. Now, they're suing me for account stated and open book account, and according to this book, if they're suing me under those counts, they have to show that that amount does not include interest, that amount does not include late fees, and that amount comes from items of work, labor, and goods. Excuse me. 13. Admit that you have not produced a defendant with the agreement that the consumer has been extended credit in the consumer agreement. Just because they said that they're the owner, the assignee of this debt, does not mean that, oh my God, just because they said it, it's true. They have to prove it. The burden of proof is on them. You don't have to prove their case. They have to prove their case. Remember that. I'm going to give you guys 18 because I think 18 is a very powerful one. Number 18 is admit that you and the defendant have not come to a new agreement since the plaintiff purchased the debt and assumed all risk. They have to admit this, and this is great. You know, they could admit, they could deny, they can just give me they can respond with some bullshit excuse. I will create a next week another video of how they responded to my discovery and how I responded to their discovery. This video is just specifically tailored on how you can send them discovery and propound on them. I'm gonna do one more. Let's see. We'll do number 11. Admit that you have not proven or demonstrated how you came to the outstanding balance of $2,072.02 and have not provided full accounting ledger and off ledger. Again, according to the law, and based on the accounts that they're suing me, and based on all the information that these Harvard lawyers gave to me, and judges and Supreme Court people who wrote this book, and if they're suing me for that, they have to demonstrate and provide a full accounting ledger and off ledger. They don't do that. Again, this gives me leverage to ask the judge, hey judge, I sent the discovery, they did not provide this, I'm asking you to dismiss this case with prejudice, and all of this. Again, court is just, I really want to switch your mind on how you view a court case or how you view a court. It's basically playing volleyball, right? Or tennis. Let's just say tennis. And the judge is the referee. He's not there to get you in trouble. He's not there to make you go to prison. He's just there to make sure that the rules are being followed, and that he will determine, depending on who presents the better case. In this case, in tennis, whoever plays better wins the case. Obviously, if you tell the judge, hey, they haven't provided X, Y, and Z, D, E, F, I'm asking you to dismiss this case because they have no legal grounds, or they don't have any foundation to bring this lawsuit. It's a frivolous lawsuit. They have nothing to prove anything that they're saying, and the judge will side with you. But if you don't ask it, or you don't defend, or you don't talk to the judge like, hey, he's a person, he's an individual, he's like speaking to a cashier at Walmart. Like you're just advocating. Don't let the big black gown scare you or intimidate you. Believe it or not, these judges are very fair. They go by what the law, and if you give them a reason on why they should back you up with the law, they will back you up. That's their job. So this is how my pleading paper looks like. Again, I'm going to put it up in the screen, exactly all of the forms that I've sent them. So I sent them a discovery special interrogatories. I sent them requests for admissions, and I also sent them a request for production. Now, when you sent them discovery, you need to print out all of these pages, 1, 2, 3, and then you also need to send a proof of service with each page. So you're gonna have to, this page right here, it's very easy to fill it out. If you guys don't know how to fill it out, I did another video on my YouTube channel on how to fill it out. Super easy. But you fill out this form once, and you just print it out 3 times. And what you're going to do is that each one of these forms is going to be 1, and then 2, and then 3. So in total right now you should have 3 of these to go for each one of these set of discoveries. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the post office and send this certified mail. Again, it's not optional. If you guys have any questions or need a little bit more clarification, I hope this makes sense and I give you a visual presentation of what exactly sending discovery looks like. Again, it's not that intimidating how TVs make it seem. It's actually very simple. You just draft your questions on how you want them answered. Again, just a quick reminder: you guys can get this free sheet, put it on your board or your screen. I don't know, just screenshot it so you guys can have an idea on how the court process works. Here is the PDF. Here's a free PDF where I documented every step by step and a little conclusion summary and what you need to do to send them discovery. Again, all of the free links are going to be down in the description below. If you guys are interested in purchasing and reading my actual discovery, please, the link's going to be down in the description below. Also, if you want a sample of all of my requests for admissions options that you can use for your court case, again, all of the links are going to be down in the description below. So for example, for interrogatories, I have a total of 45 that you guys can choose. Pick and choose which one pertains for your case and which questions you want to ask. Again, or you can just read the ones that I wrote from my discovery, and if you guys want to use those, just copy and paste it. Again, make your life a little bit easier. Here are the ones for requests for productions. Here's a total of 41. Again, feel free to ask. Feel free to pick the ones and choose that you want, that you like to for you. Again, that pertains to your case. And again, all of these links are going to be down in the description below. I hope this gave you guys a visual presentation and a better understanding on how to serve the discovery, how it looks like, what to do, what forms to attach your discovery with. And again, just a quick recap, find out how many questions of discovery you can send to, depending on what your court rules are and what state you live in. Again, proof of service, you will need to attach this. I don't think this is optional no matter what state you live in. I don't think it is. Again, don't quote me that. I'm not a real lawyer. I just learned a lot and I know a little bit, a thing or two, but from what my understanding, this form is used basically on all 50 states. But again, just a quick recap. Send your discovery, and when you send your discovery, you're going to have to attach a proof of service with each one of your files. Go to the envelope. You do not need to send this to the courthouse. This is strictly between you and the junk debt buyer. Send it certified mail. Since I'm creating this video, and if you watch this to the end, I'm going to give you guys a gold nugget. This is the verification form that you need to send when you respond to their discovery. You don't need to send this when you're propounding discovery on them, but when they send you discovery and you're answering to their questions, you need to include the proof of service. You need to include a proof of service and a verification sheet. So let's just pretend. Actually, no. I'll just make that another video. I don't want to confuse you guys. I wanted to throw that. I'll give you guys a gold nugget, but again, I'll save that for another video. If you guys have any questions or I need a little bit more clarification, guys, I'm here to help you. I'm rooting for you guys. You could win your lawsuit. Don't let them get away with it. Fight. Exercise your rights as an American citizen. What they're doing is breaking the law, and they're exploiting and using scarcity, and they're trying to scare you and bully you into paying them when you don't owe them a dime. They chose to buy this charged up debt and take all the risks with it, and that's on them. If you found any value and learned something new in this video, please consider giving this video a like, comment down in the description below, and consider subscribing. It costs $0 to do any of that, and it helps support the channel and makes me motivated to continue putting out this free information for anybody who might need it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm going to be uploading more videos when it comes to this content and fixing credit repair and how to fix your credit like the real way without all of these fake like tactics that all of these other people use that they have no experience of what they're talking about. But I digress. I apologize. Hope you guys have an amazing weekend, and thank you guys again for watching. Any comments or suggestions, drop them down in the comments below and I will respond to them. And if there's something that I missed in this video or you want more clarification, please put them down in the comments so it gives me an idea on what videos to make. I'm here to make the videos to help you guys. I have the knowledge, I just don't know what exactly you guys want to learn. So that would be very helpful. Again, if you guys like the content that I'm creating, please consider subscribing, liking, and comment. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.